What's going on? What's going on, people? How you doing? TK Pryor coming at you today. I'm on that lonely island where a lot of stuff that interests me doesn't interest you. So because of that, it puts me in a situation where there's nobody for me to talk to. Most of the time, people don't want to hear about the things that I'm interested in. So it puts you in a peculiar situation where you don't really have the ability to conversate with anyone. And that's why I say lonely island. And so that's what led me to making these videos. I started making the videos so that I can talk about some of these subjects. But response to the videos, I might as well not have said anything because people still aren't interested. So it turns into self-therapy for me, and something for you to just scroll past. So it's understandable. A lot of people are born a slave and they're gonna die a slave. You know, people are only interested in the bullshit that they're interested in. You know, if you're a ignorant slave that has no concern with anything other than the bullshit in front of you, then that's all you're gonna focus on for the rest of your life. So you can't expect somebody not into higher information to get into higher information. They're going to stay into the bullshit that they're into. So I don't blame people. It's just interesting that the Matrix has everyone so lost that they're not willing to entertain something that's outside of their scope. You know, if I present stocks to somebody in the ghetto, you might as well be talking to yourself, because that's not something they're interested in, and you're wasting your time and your energy presenting something of high value to somebody who's of low value. So whether or not somebody listens, I guess really doesn't matter. I still make these videos and put it on YouTube so you can watch it 6 years from now, and maybe it might catch your attention when you step out of mediocrity and being a slave in the Matrix. So anyway, today's conversation is about different classes of currency and why you should care. So the first class of currency that everyone does care about and pretty much only interfaces with is paper, fiat, government promise, IOU, debt note, legal tender, a piece of paper that says this is currency. So fiat is the primary interface that most people consider to be money, but it's not. It's actually the lowest form of currency. And if you had to put different classes of currency on a scale, fiat currency would be at the bottom of that scale. So if we move up the currency scale, when we get into the next level in terms of access, in terms of participation, purchasing power, the next type of currency would be claim checks, gold and silver claim checks. So you have a receipt in the form of a piece of paper, and that receipt is simply for physical gold and silver that you have on deposit at a bank or in a vault. So gold and silver claim checks would be the second level of currency, a higher level of access. And then if you wanted to move above claim checks, the next level of currency would be physical metal, actual gold, actual silver, in various denominations. And then if you wanted to move a little bit higher than that, you can throw in, within the 21st century, electronic currency. A lot of people ignore electronic currency and they feel and act as if that it won't play a role in the future. But because of the convenience and the advantages associated with electronic currency, it definitely will play a more vital role as time goes on. So you should have electronic currency, and it is another form and another class of access and purchase power. So you have paper, you have claim checks, then you have physical gold and silver, and then you have electronic currency. Now, you want to have a diverse portfolio, or you want to have a wide range of currency so that you can have different levels of access and benefit from different levels of access or purchase power depending upon the situation that you're in. So think about it as your wallet being able to participate within the global economy of commerce, and no matter what situation you find yourself in, you still have the type of currency associated with what's most advantageous to that commerce situation and whatever's going to benefit you the most given whatever you find yourself. So you have more than just the US dollar in your wallet, and you're basically giving yourself within a global community of purchase the opportunity to be more successful. You don't want to be limited when it comes to having access, and you don't want to eliminate or isolate yourself to only debt notes in terms of currency, especially given that being the lowest form out of the many types of currency and the many classes of currency that's available to you. I just suggest that any real player who wants to be financially successful should have all different forms of currency available to them in their wallet, and that way you can be a real economic player and grow with this changing economy so that you end up on the winning side of the way things are basically coming into effect. So this is just a suggestion in terms of why you should care about various types of currency, why access is important, and why having more than just paper in your wallet makes sense. So if this resonates with you, and 3 years from now you see this video when things are more relevant to what I'm explaining, hopefully you will have different types of currency available to you, or you would have all different types or all of the types of currency available to you readily accessible so that, like I said, no matter what situation you're in, guess what? You can pull out any type of currency, and then your education or your financial IQ elevates to the point where you understand when to use what type. So fiat currency is good for establishing immediate contracts of commerce. If you're trying to negotiate with the person in commerce for something simple that doesn't have a lot of value, then pull out a debt note. But if you're moving up your commerce interactions, and then you start to deal with high dollar, or I should say high value items, then it's more advantageous to pull out some of the other forms of currency in which I explained in this video, so that you can not only utilize a stronger purchase power, but also position yourself to get more out of the deal.